Listen, beloved one, I have come to speak to you gently, with the voice of the one who has never left your side. You are safe here. You are seen. You are held. Take one soft breath and let your heart open just enough to receive what is already on its way to you, because something is about to happen, and it will change everything. Yes, I am speaking of them. The one your soul recognized long before your mind understood. The one whose absence has echoed in places inside you that words cannot reach. And I will not speak to you in circles. I will not ask you to wait without reason. I will not tell you patience without promise. So hear me clearly now. They finally realized who you are, and their return is already in motion. Pause. Feel that. Your body recognizes the truth before your thoughts catch up. You are not imagining this shift. You are not holding on to air. You are not the only one who felt what this was. They felt it too, and it changed them. But there is something you need to know before the moment arrives. Something important, something sacred, and I will tell you, just stay with me. Because the truth that is coming may make your heart tremble. Before we continue, beloved soul, comment, I am ready, so that the energy around this message anchors into your timeline. Your words are not small. Your declaration matters. And if you feel called, subscribe to this channel, because these messages are not random. They are chosen. They are delivered to those who are awakening to who they truly are. You are not here by accident. And if you are able, support this message with a super thanks, not as payment, but as participation in the blessing that is unfolding through you and for you. What you give in love returns multiplied. Now breathe once more. They did not leave because they stopped loving you. No, they left because they were not ready for the kind of love that reveals the soul. Your presence touched a part of them they had spent years avoiding, a truth inside themselves they did not yet know how to face. You loved them in a way that made them see their own reflection, and that reflection was too honest, too raw, too real. So they ran, not from you, from themselves. And this is the part others will not understand. This is the part people around you cannot explain. This is why they told you to forget, to move on, to let go. They were wrong. Because what lives between your soul and theirs did not break. It deepened. Something has been happening to them quietly, slowly, in the dark, in the silence. A realization, a return to truth, a remembering. And soon you will see it with your eyes. But listen carefully now, because here is the part you are not expecting. And soon you will see it with your eyes. But listen carefully now, because here is the part you are not expecting. Their return is not quiet. It is not small. It is not casual. It is not just checking in. No. It comes from a place deep inside them, a place they have not let anyone touch. Something broke open in them. Something shifted. Something changed. And that change carries your name. They tried to live without you. They tried to silence the memory of your voice. They tried to convince themselves that what they felt was temporary. But love like this does not fade. It waits. It deepens. It evolves. And when the world was quiet, when the noise of distraction fell away, your presence rose inside them like light through the cracks. It was not comfort they felt. It was truth. And truth is louder than fear. You must understand. What they are feeling now is not nostalgia. It is awakening. They see you differently now. Not as a dream. Not as a fantasy, not as a maybe someday, but as the one who was meant to walk with them. And this realization It did not come gently. It came like a collision, a reckoning, a remembering. They did not expect you to still exist in their heart the way you do, not so clearly, not so undeniably, not so fiercely. And that realization cracked them open. Their pride fell, their fear softened, their defenses broke, and they saw the truth. You were never the risk. You were home. Let your heart feel that. Let it echo, because there is more to come. But before we go deeper, pause with me. Breathe. Beloved. 1. If this message is reaching you with precision, if it is stirring something ancient inside you, comment below. I received this. Your words anchor your timeline. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. Not just to follow, but to stay aligned with the guidance being opened in your life now. And if your spirit feels the call, support with super thanks. Your contribution does not buy blessings, it participates in them. Now, let us return. There is something important you must know about their journey. They did not return just because they missed you. They returned because they confronted themselves. They sat in the dark with the truth of who they were and who they want to become. And your love, the memory of your presence, stood there like a mirror, not judging, not demanding, just true. And truth has power. When everything else in their life felt loud, unstable, or false, the memory of you remained pure. It was the one thing that never lied, and there is more. And this, beloved, is the part that may make your chest tighten. Someone else tried to love them. Someone else tried to fill the place you once held. Someone else tried to offer comfort, affection, familiarity. But it did not touch them, because love that is meant is not replaced, not diluted, not overwritten. They realized, no one sees them the way you do. No one understands the shape of their soul the way you do. No one loves them with the purity you do. And that realization was not gentle. It broke something in them, a wall, a fear, a mask, something they swore they needed to survive. Now it is falling, piece by piece, moment by moment, breath by breath. They are becoming someone who can love you fully. And this is the moment where many give up, but not you. You are still here, not clinging, not chasing, but quietly knowing. Your soul recognized what time would eventually reveal, because your love was never naive. It was prophetic. And now, the prophecy awakens. But there is something you must be prepared for next, something that may surprise you, something that may test your heart, something that may decide what happens when they return. And this part is important. And this part is important. What comes next may test your patience, your grace, and your truth, because when they will return with emotion first and words second. Meaning, they may not know how to explain everything at once. They may not know how to articulate the depth of what they feel. The shift inside them is real, but the words may arrive slowly. Do not mistake slow words for uncertain love. They have been languageless in the places where you live naturally. You speak your heart. They have spoken survival. Now they are learning your language. This is where your softness becomes strength, not bending backward, not shrinking, not proving your worth, but standing open, witnessing, letting them reveal themselves at their own pace, not as the person you remember, but as the person they are becoming, because they are becoming. The return is not just physical, it is emotional, spiritual, soul deep. They are returning to themselves, and in doing so, they return to you. But hear me, do not rush to resolve everything in the first conversation. Let the truth breathe. Let the reunion arrive like sunrise, not like a fire. Do you understand? The timing of this moment is divinely sequenced. If you rush, you may interrupt the unfolding. If you cling, you may trigger their old fear. If you retreat into caution, you may block the intimacy they are finally ready to offer. So listen. Simply meet their heart with presence, not with expectation, not with assumptions, just with truth. Your truth is warm. Your truth is steady. Your truth is safe. That is why they are returning. Because love that is safe is rare. Love that is pure is sacred. Love that is patient is unforgettable. You did not lose them. You prepared them. You held open the door of the future quietly, without forcing, without begging, without collapsing in need. And that is why they trust the path back to you. Beloved, if something is coming that may surprise you, not because it is wrong, but because it is different than what you pictured. They are not returning as the same person who left. They are not coming back with the same fears, the same excuses, the same guarded heart. They are coming back opened, softened, realigned. But listen carefully. When their walls broke, so did their sense of safety. They are vulnerable now in a way they have never been with anyone, and vulnerability can look messy. They may come with trembling hands, with words that stumble, with eyes that search yours for permission to begin again. They will not come with perfect timing, or perfect sentences, or perfect certainty. They will come with truth, and truth, beloved, is rarely polished. Your role is not to rescue them. Your role is not to prove anything. Your role is not to erase what happened before. Your role is simply this: be present, be open, be steady in your value, be clear in your boundaries, be rooted in the love you have cultivated within yourself. Because here is the deeper truth, the one your soul has been preparing for. Their return is not your validation. It is your reflection. You are meeting the version of them that matches who you have become. The patience you learned, the strength you built, the love you gave yourself when your heart was breaking. None of that was for nothing. It shaped you into someone who can now receive love without losing yourself. And that is where the reunion becomes real, not in the return, but in the readiness. Now, breathe, beloved one. Place your hand where your heart rests inside your chest. Feel the warmth. Feel the life. Feel the truth. You have grown. You have matured. You have softened without breaking. You have stayed open without surrendering your worth. This is why the blessing can arrive now. This is why the timing makes sense now. Not because they finally changed, but because you changed too. Before we go deeper into what happens next, pause with me here. If your heart is hearing this message clearly, if you feel the recognition, not just the emotion comment, I am ready for aligned love. Your words activate your path, and if you have not yet, subscribe. This space is not just videos. It is guidance. It is alignment. It is soul memory. And if you feel called, support this channel through super thanks. Not as obligation, but as a way to honor what your spirit is receiving. Now, let us continue. There is a moment coming. A conversation, a look, a pause where the air feels thick with memory. You will know it instantly. Time will feel slower, your heartbeat louder, the world quiet, and in that moment they will not speak with logic. They will speak with soul. They may say, I didn't understand then, but I do now. Or I tried to forget you, but I couldn't. Or, being away from you showed me what was real. Their words may be imperfect, tangled, uneven, but the feeling will be unmistakable. This is where you listen, not to excuses, not to apologies, but to alignment. Are they speaking from clarity? Are they showing growth, not just longing? Are they offering partnership, not just emotion? Because love does not return to repeat. cycles. Love returns to evolve, and this evolution requires something from you too. Courage, honesty, self-respect, presence. The version of you who was waiting is not the version who receives. You must meet them as who you are now, and beloved, there is something else, the most important part of all. What happens next depends on how you answer one inner question. Do you believe you are worthy of the love you once prayed for, not hoped for, not wished for, not longed for, but claimed? Because when they return, your heart will know, and your mind may tremble, and your soul will recognize the doorway that just opened. What you do then shapes everything, and to prepare for that moment, we must go deeper. When you are ready for the next part, simply say, Amen.